I must have frightened poor Charles, though he was never going to admit it. "Who be you talking to?" he demands. "I'm sorry, sir. I didn't see you there. I was just making small talk with my horse Betsy Girl here." Then he asks me, "What's the young miss doing out here on her lonesome?" "I've brought you good folks some reading material," says I. "Myself and a bunch of other women are bringing books and magazines to y'all out here." Then his wife Elizabeth appears. "I did tell you, Charles, that they were going to be coming, but as usual, you didn't listen." Now cover your ears for this bit. "You mean to tell me that you're going all over the county on this raggedy beast, taking books to folks and their children? It's mostly for them, but it's my opinion, sir, that children are never too young to be read to." Then Elizabeth pipes up. "That's what I keep telling him. They need to be able to read and write if they're going to find work." This really sets Charles off. "Work? It'll be darn lucky if they see any of that, Elizabeth. They need to stay right here. We don't need help from anyone. We can take care of ourselves." Then he proceeds to talk about what use books are out here. He says he thinks he's learned all he needs to from what his mama and papa taught him. Then Elizabeth demands, "And where's that gotten us? We're still scrambling round here, just like they were. I want more for our kids." Then I started to sense things were getting a little heated, so I says to Charles, "Sir, I have magazines on remedies, cooking, and quilting. I have copies of the Bible, of Shakespeare." But he just scornfully says, "You think Shakespeare's gonna help us, ma'am? I'd like to know who came up with this darn foolish scheme." Then instead of keeping quiet, I just keep on digging, and I quote at him, "The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool." "You be mocking me?" he rightfully asks. "No, sir. I was just bragging about us dirt poor folk." Then thank the Lord if Elizabeth don't come to my rescue. "That's from As You Like It. Touchstone?" "I believe so, ma'am." Charles can't believe she knows that. She's got a complete Shakespeare, she tells him. It was with her grandparents when they came over from Ireland, she adds by way of further elucidation. Charles has never seen her reading it, but she peruses it when he's out of the house and keeps it safely out of sight. "Well, I still ain't interested in Shakespeare," is all he says. So I tells him I have a Robinson Crusoe or a Mark Twain, as I thought he'd enjoy those, being adventure stories and all. "Is Robinson Crusoe the one about that man who got stuck on an island?" Charles asks of me. "Yes, sir, that's the one. I think you would like it. Just let me go find it for you." Elizabeth asks for a couple of those children's books and a few of those magazines I was telling you about, and then she invites me in for coffee. She reckons I sure look saddle-weary. "Yes, ma'am, I will. I'll just go tie up my raggedy beast first." "Oh, my apologies, Betsy, but this leaves Charles looking all embarrassed and offering to do that for me. But before he does, he says, 'Oh, and if you get into any trouble whilst you're out doing your rounds, you tell him Charles Buchanan says you're okay.'" "Thank you, sir. I'll be sure to do that." Come on, Betsy. Let's see if we can lighten your load some more.